it's Miss Martin. Hi. So today I want to show you some of your work today. So your volume of composite shapes part 2 assignment. It's going to look a lot similar, but for some dimensions you might have to do some subtraction. So make sure you watch this video because I'm going to show you an example. Let's look at the first problem. So I have a box and I need to cut it. So the first thing I have is that it says use the red dotted lines to cut the composite shape into 2 boxes. Just looking at the purple box, because you should always look at the purple box, it's still as similar as yesterday. Make sure you use the red dotted lines if you need to help you visualize the cut. Your last step should be adding the 2 volumes. And don't forget to add cubic units. In this case, you got to look and make sure what it is once you write your answer, okay, your final answer. Just make sure you're looking again at those 4 steps. Split it into 2 boxes. We're going to cut it in a minute. We're going to determine missing numbers or missing lengths or widths or heights. And I have a little process on how to do that. I'll show you that in a second. Then we're going to find the volume of both prisms, and I've got that work kind of laid out here. And then step 4, we're going to add those volumes together, and here's that last step. So you kind of see all the steps happening with the little things that I've put into your window. Okay, let's look at number 1. So, number 1, I've got this box, and first I'm going to take that red dotted line and I'm going to cut this box into 2 pieces. There we go. Alright, so I cut my box into 2 pieces. Here's box A, here's box B. So I'm going to look at box A first. So, let's see. I can see that my length, it says it's going to be 3 meters, but I know that can't be right because this 3 goes all the way across. So, that means I have a missing length. And when I look up here, there's no number for this because that 2 meters goes for the height. When you have a missing length, width, or height, you want to look at the parallel side. So parallel meaning the opposite side, the side that runs straight across. So if I'm at the bottom, I want to look at the tops. Okay, so here's a top here that's unlabeled, but this top is labeled. It's 1 meter long. Well, we're going to subtract the known part, that 1 meter, from the whole part, which is 3. We know the whole is 3. So I'm going to take it, and I'm going to say 3 meters minus 1 meter. Well, that must be 2 meters. Alright, so I'm going to, in my brain or on my paper, if you're doing this on paper, I'm going to get rid of that 3 meters because that is not how long this section is. I just want this section. And this length right here for just this section, well, that is actually 2 meters. And I know that because I just did the subtraction on it, right? I took what the whole was, and I subtracted that little part that I know, just to find the other part. Whole, part. Okay? So now that I have that length, I'm going to move back over here, and I'm going to put all that information in. So I know that my length for box A is 2. My width, how far it goes back, is 4. There's that. The width, how far it goes back. And my height, how high it goes, well, we're going to have to do some subtraction for that again. So I'm going to look at the whole side, 3 meters. I'm going to look at the other side. I know this is the known part, that's 2, but I don't need that because that's for box B. So I'm going to say 3 minus 2. Well, that means this height needs to be 1. Okay, I'm just going to copy this, paste it. Oh no, where did it go? Here's what I want. I'm going to turn it and make it a little bit smaller. Just because I want it to go up here to show my height is only not 2 but 1 meter. Alright, so that height is 1 meter there. Because I did the subtraction. 3 whole minus the part that the other part. 2 meters. 3 minus 2 is 1. This is 1 meter height. Okay? So when I do that multiplication, well, 2 times 4 times 1, well, it gives me 8 meters. Okay? So there's the volume of that first box is 8, oh, sorry, Miss Martin made the boo-boo, 8 cubic meters, right? 8 cubic meters. Box 2, I want to look over here. The length, okay, well, if this length is 2, well, we already know this length, right? It's 1 because I saw it at the top. So my length on box B is 1 meter. The width, okay, how far it goes back, that doesn't change. All of these widths don't change, so that's still 4 meters. And then the height, well, I can look on the side here and it shows me my height on this box is 3 meters. Okay, so 1 times 4 is 4, times 3 is 12. So that is 12 cubic meters. All right, now, last step, add those two together. 8 cubic meters plus 12 cubic meters. Well, that gives me, hopefully you guys have figured that out, 20 cubic meters. Okay? So that's an example of how we might have to subtract to find some of those missing lengths. All right? So, if you all have any other questions, please email me, but this is an example. It's number 1 as an example. For each box, I have left you a red dotted line to move and show how you've cut it. If you have to place it in kind of a weird place, that's cool too. I just put it there to be helpful. So there you go. There's that box 1. Box 2 is a little bit bigger. All right, so you can use this as an example. Email me if you have any other questions. Yeah. All right. Good luck today, friends.